Hey y'all,
this is Dee.
And this is Shelby, and we're from Bitch Please.
Welcome back to another episode.
Hello.
This is episode 23.
23?
Yes, 23.
Deidre's starting to lose count.
I am starting to lose count.
That's okay.
It's good?
Yeah.
Sure.
We're getting there.
We're
making
there.
our way. Making our way downtown. Walking fast. Faces passing a homebound.
And now I wonder.
Anyways.
I needed that.
We had to start off with a bang.
Yeah.
It's been a day.
It's been a day.
It's been a whole day.
All right. So before we get into today's topics, how are your screws?
They are fucked up today.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. They are, though.
Yeah.
How are your screws?
Yep. All right. Moving on. So.
And next topic.
So, honestly, before we get into that, I just want to say we went out last night and we had a very good time with some new friends.
Good.
It was very nice. It was very cool.
It was
had a
so
great time.
good. And I got a glizzy, bro.
And we got glizzies.
You know how much I love my glizzy.
It was fire.
Glizzy King downtown. Shout out to you, baby. And
Yeah.
that guy was like, "Oh, you come down here to see me?"
Right.
Yes, boo. I
Not
do.
your glizzies.
Yes. Specifically the glizzies.
Specifically.
But if you're going to think I'm coming down here to see you and you're going to give me a discount, I'm not going to say no.
Keep showing up.
Yep. I will be
We'll
there.
be here to eat all of the glizzies.
Be there. They're expensive, though.
They are expensive. And I'm kind of surprised because I don't remember them being that high last time, but I also remember being slightly drunk. So.
No, they were that high last time.
I don't remember them being like that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, last time I wasn't drunk. It was the time before last. And the time before last, we didn't.
We didn't eat at that spot. We ate at the one that fucked us up.
That's right. That's why they was so cheap, because our stomachs was gang.
Hell yeah, gang. Throwing up gang signs left and right.
Left and right.
It was bad.
It was really bad. Anywho. Moving on. So there was this video on Instagram that had a woman saying, are you easy to please, or are you just adjusted to being neglected? Mm-hmm. And I was like, that is so interesting.
That is so interesting.
What do you think about that?
I think it has to do with stemming from trauma and just like
Being a people pleaser?
Yes, I think that too, but also like for me, I think honestly, if I'm being very raw and honest, I'm used to being neglected. Because the smallest things, like stuff that should be normal in a relationship, I get hyped about. I'm like, oh my God, you do that? Like, you're going to take the trash off of me? Oh my God. You hold my hand?
Right.
Wow. You want to hug me?
Honestly,
Thank
though, having been and I know you have as well, having been in a relationship that lacked all physical touch,
Yeah.
that is huge.
Yeah. It's
That is very
massive.
hard. Yeah, it is. It is very, very huge.
But again, it comes down to like, are you easy to please? Or have you been neglected?
Yes.
And it's like, yes, I have been neglected. That is why I'm easy to please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you on that, because I feel the same. Like, I used to be like, I don't even ask for that much. And then I'm like, the reason why I don't ask for much is because I'm used to people not holding up their end.
Not being able
in
to
any
provide.
way, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether
Yeah.
it's just, familial, whatever it be.
Yeah.
And realizing, like, I don't have that.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm used to just being like, I just got it. Whatever, I'll just do it myself.
That's me. And hyper-independence is it's a trauma response.
Yeah, it is.
100% a trauma response. And I am hyper-independent. Like, no, I don't need your help. No, I don't need this.
I will
I don't need
struggle
that.
through it if I have to.
100%.
I don't care. I remember times where I've been like super in pain or whatever, and just been like, I just gotta do it because I didn't have nobody else, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't rely on
100%.
others to be there.
Well, it was like in my marriage, I was like, I didn't get any physical touch. Like rarely did I get physical touch unless it was sexual. So it was like getting a foot rub was like a big deal, having, holding my hand, giving me a hug, rubbing my head, like that was a big fucking deal. And so like now getting it, which is I think why my situationship was able to like swoop in and like really do the love bombing shit, like hard body. And I was like, yes, because I was neglected for fucking not just 10 years, but then my mother was also, anyways, different story for another time. But yeah, so when I saw that reel and you saved that reel, I was like, oh my fucking God. But then the guy's reaction, yes.
Yeah, because why are you in our business?
Why are you in our business? How dare you say that shit?
How dare you say that truth?
I don't need you to point it out to me.
Yeah, I'm aware. I guess the thing that for me is that I feel like a lot of the times a lot of my responses are stemming from neglect.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Which is weird because I never felt like I didn't feel like super neglected by like my family or nothing like that, but I am an only child, so there's only so much they could do with having to go to work and things like that. So I don't think it really I never really thought about it that much until I started dating. Yeah. And that's when I noticed it the most. Yep. And having a person who was completely not affectionate to going to somebody who love bombed the hell out of me to having somebody that is affectionate but like behind closed doors, that's really annoying.
That is annoying.
It is annoying.
Behind them closed doors. Yeah. Yeah. So, it is annoying. Listen, I want to be loved out loud. I want whoever I'm with to talk about me like I am the beginning and end of their entire world. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. That's what I want. I want somebody who wants to build with me and be with me. You saw a little wink? You saw it? Yes.
Wait, now we having tears. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Are you crying right now?
Yeah. Why? But like happiness. Yeah. Happiness. Complete happiness.
How wild is that? Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's crazy. Like, kind of like, I don't know what I wanted then and what I want now and what I have had and what I have now, and it's wild.
It's different. It changes as you get older, and things that used to matter don't matter anymore. Yeah. So it's like, it's cool. I know. It's really cool.
I know. It is wild though how being in, and I don't know if you want to talk about this, but how your brain essentially has to like deprogram after being in either an abusive relationship or a relationship where you were neglected, your needs are not met. And it's like, I went from being in a marriage in a relationship and a marriage for 10 years with a person who was extremely affectionate in the beginning to hardly affectionate, hardly, was on the phone all the time, didn't give me, any attention. And granted, this is my perspective, his can be different, blah 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 blah. I'm sure I did my bullshit, I know I did my bullshit because I'm always on some bullshit, but fair. But it's just wild how I had to deprogram from that and learn how to receive love, and then going from learning how to receive love but also being love bombed by somebody who was being overly attentive, overly affectionate, and it was like very overstimulating. Yeah. And it was like my brain had to really deprogram from that. And then to get out of that situationship and deprogram from that, it was like I had to detox from all of it and like really learn what was normal. Yeah. And then when I got normal, I was like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like. This is what it's like.
This is nice.
I'll take one of those.
I'll take one of those.
Yes. Give me that one. Give me that one. Give them all to me.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying, because I feel like after each like relationship that I've had, or like situationship or whatever, I've had to like kind of not rebuild myself completely, because I wasn't really doing that, but I feel like I had to kind of, like you said, like reprogram my thought process on things, because in the relationship that I was in, where I didn't have any affection, I just thought, I just don't like being touched. Yeah. That was like my thought for the longest. I just don't like being touched. I'm not affectionate, only to realize I'm actually super affectionate, but I had gotten so used to not being that I was just like, I just don't like it. And then being with somebody that was super affectionate, having to relearn how to be affectionate back to somebody, after having like held off for so long, it was really weird, because I was like, no, you actually like this, but I always felt weird trying to touch them because I had the history of trying to be affectionate and being like pretty much told no, or being 100%. Like,
or if it was like a fight or an argument.
It was a fight, or like I remember there was one situation where it got to the point where I went to go give him a hug and he like like squared up on me, and I was like, what are we doing?
What?
I just wanted to give you a
Are
hug.
we about to do
Like,
this?
let me
Because
know.
I will touch you this way, or I could touch you this way.
Like, it could be love,
or we about to throw hands.
We can
Like,
fight.
Either way, I'm going to be a touching. Like,
yeah. So it was like a weird,
yeah.
like trying to get back into that. So
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from on that, because I've had to do the same.
Yeah.
I feel like now I'm just trying to figure out
Yeah.
if I actually am. I feel like I am very chill.
You are super chill.
I feel like I'm very chill.
Super chill.
And I don't think I ask for a lot.
No. I don't think you do.
And so
I actually think you ask for less than you deserve. And I say that because I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
I'm getting emotional. I don't have the energy for this. God damn.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
You're
Yeah.
a pretty chill person.
No, I do. I think I'm pretty chill for the most part. I don't think I'm asking for too much. I feel like in that, because when I saw that video, I was thinking like, am I really easy to please? Or am I being neglected? Or am I just really chill about stuff? And I may have been neglected, but I also am really, like, I feel like both can exist.
Yeah,
for
no,
me.
absolutely.
So I'm like, yes, that is the case for certain situations, but I feel like also part of it is like some stuff I just don't, are just not that big to me.
Yeah. Of course.
So
I mean, it's like about what your preference is.
Right. So yeah, it was just an interesting perspective, but I definitely felt a little bit called out.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this bitch.
Yeah, I was just like,
first
damn.
of all, it was like fucking early in the morning when I watched that video, and I was like, I am not ready.
I saw it late at night, and I was like,
I am not ready. I have the whole day to be in my thoughts now with this shit, and I don't need it. I don't need it. No, but it's crazy to think about, like, how not just like family relationships and friendships or whatever, and like, intimate relationships, like how they kind of mold you as a person as you move along. Because it's like, my mother was not affectionate. I was love starved from most of my childhood. And then when I first received affection, I was like,
I'm holding on to you forever.
You can't leave. I was obsessed.
Yeah.
I was literally obsessed. Like, it was my very first relationship. His name, I'm not going to say his name, but we were together from middle school to high school, and I was literally obsessed. Like, I don't get possessive. At least I didn't. Anyways, I've never been a jealous person, a possessive person, whatever. But my very first relationship, I was super possessive, super jealous, whatever. But it was because I was like, you are my only source of affection. And I was young. So I'm like, you are my only source of affection. Please stay.
Yeah.
Don't leave. And when we split, oh my God, when I tell you, that was the most devastating heartbreak of my entire life.
I just think, it's so crazy, not to switch because it is still related, but
Yeah.
I think about how like people, especially young people, get into these relationships and it ends and they're like, this is the end of my life.
The end. That's
Like,
what I thought.
and
I
it's
was ready
like,
to kill myself.
damn.
Like, no, like,
Oh.
sorry. I know that's a sensitive topic. I mean that very literally. I was very suicidal. So that wasn't a joke.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
That is fair.
But yeah. What about you? What was your first heartbreak like? Oh, that unmemorable.
It really was, because I think about, so I didn't like date until I was like 17, 18. Until I was like 17, 18.
Yeah.
And I got cheated on crazy. But I wasn't that heartbroken about it. Because I don't think I thought I cared about him like that, but then I was also like,
Okay, but so let's skip that guy. I'm talking about your first heartbreak.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there.
Oh,
I'm working
sorry.
through it. No, I'm working through it.
We gotta have.
So one of my probably biggest first heartbreak, which looking back, I'm like, that wasn't really, it was love for what I knew of love at the time, but I was like, that wasn't even really love.
Yeah.
Like, just looking back at the time, that was like everything. But then as time went on, I was like, girl, you don't have the energy for this. So I stopped caring. But I was actually really heartbroken because I felt like we had built a friendship. But he did me crazy.
Did he?
Oh, girl. For years, because I'm stupid. So I was stupid. I still have my times. But I was really stupid. So, like, I really just let a lot of shit just go. Partly because I didn't have the energy for it because I was dealing with a lot of health shit at the time.
Yeah.
The other part of it was just because I was like, well, you know, whatever. That was really hard to recover from because I felt I actually had to rebuild myself from that situation. Yeah. Because my self-esteem was pretty much shot to shit. Just who I was as a person was pretty much shot to shit. Yeah. Like, people had their opinions of me and people had what they had to say about me. Yeah. And honestly, still to this day, there's situations that come up that be like, oh, you were so-and-so's. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. But,
why you always got to be linked to a man though?
Always linked. But it took a minute to kind of rebuild that because it was a long period of time that we dealt off and on. Yeah. And it really fucked with me. Yeah. It did. That was probably one of the hardest ones I had to deal with. And I don't even know, it was heartbreak, but I also felt like the nerve.
100%.
You know what I mean? And I think I was upset because my feelings were hurt because this is somebody that I genuinely cared about at the time. Yeah. But it also was just kind of like, how dare you do this to me after everything? Like, you would do this to me. Yeah. We tried to be friends. That shit didn't go well because you can try to be friends with your ex. You can try your hardest, but somebody always going to try to push that boundary.
100%,
no matter what.
No matter what.
You can try to let it roll out, but you're going to sit there and get played in your face. And you're just going to be sitting there grinning and bearing it because that's what I did. Yeah. I grinned and bear it because I was just like, well, this is my friend. Yeah. And he yeah.
Yep.
A lot.
Understand that.
A lot.
Understand that.
That's the only one that I can really think of. I've had other heartbreaks, but it wasn't even I think by the time that the relationship had ended, I was just over it. Yeah. I was just tired.
Just tired. You're like, all right, say less.
Yeah, I was like, can we just not? Yeah. In fact, when I tried to break up with him the first time, he was like, no. And I was like, well, I've said that I'm single, and I've said that you're single. What you choose to do with that is on you.
Yeah, 100%. Love that.
But I'm single.
But we are not together.
We're not together.
It's not happening.
So, but yeah, that was my first. I was probably, I mean, if you think about the course of time, it was probably from the time I was 21 till about 24. Oh. So I was fairly later in life. Yeah. But because I was so late to dating. Yeah. That was kind of a big thing for me.
Yeah. No, I get it. But it sucks. You would think you go through that stupid, crazy up and down bullshit when you're in middle school and high school and stuff. And then you start dating in your late teens, early 20s. And it's you still doing the same shit. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. You didn't outgrow it.
Right.
Even a little bit.
A little bit.
God. Yeah. It's a lot.
It is a lot, but I appreciate all of the experiences.
Definitely.
Good and bad, because I feel like it made me a better person.
100%.
I feel like it made me look inward, because I will say that relationship that I had my heart broken, I was on some trash too. I wasn't all the way, fault without fault.
Understand that.
He amped it up, but I was not without fault, to say the least. And so I feel like I'm glad that I've gone through all these experiences. Certain things I can spot a mile away, and I'm like, I'm not dealing with that.
Absolutely. Other stuff, my favorite thing.
It's kind of dressed a little different. I don't know if that's the same thing or not. They got on purple today. Yeah. I think that might be the same thing.
I think it might be the same thing. It's disguised as
something else.
That might be a little pink flag.
Yeah, it looks a little rust-colored.
Maybe. It's a little rust.
It's a little rust-colored. I don't know.
It's got some rosy hues to it.
Yeah, it's got some sparkles. I don't know. So I can typically spot from a mile away the things that I no longer want.
Absolutely.
Other times they're disguised a little differently that I wasn't expecting.
They pop up a little bit out of nowhere.
They do. And I'm it's so funny, because I actually had a friend, and he was like, you should be able to recognize if you're dealing with a narcissist, you should be able to spot a narcissist a mile away in any way that they may come. And I was like, that's interesting.
I find that interesting because narcissists can present themselves in all sorts of different. So we were talking about different narcissists, and you were going off of that example.
Oh yeah, it was just, that was the example that I could use. I don't remember what he said, but it was something about, it was a certain type of person. Yeah. And he's like, you should be able to figure out that person in whatever way they can come. And I was like, I don't know, like, you know,
Yeah.
I was like, I think I'm pretty good at spotting certain things. I said, but certain things are disguised as other things, so you can't always tell.
You can't always tell.
And he was like, but if you know whatever the particular thing was, he's like, you should be able to see it no matter what. And I was like, yeah, no, because not everybody operates like that. For one. For two, people are really good at acting one way and then being completely different because they are used to putting on that front. So I appreciated what he said, but I was also like, I don't think I'm completely like being out here stupid because I can't spot. You know.
Well, because I mean, like when you're first dating somebody, you're not spending all of your time with them. You know what I mean?
But you're getting their best parts of them right off the bat because they want to make that good impression. They want to trap you in there so you're stuck and stupid so you can.
And I'm not pointing at you, but what I'm saying, I was like, I hope you don't think I'm pointing at you because I'm not. But what I'm gonna say is that was my situationship. Because when I would be with this person, I would get a totally different version than what other people were getting or particular people were getting. And those other people were getting a fucked up version. And me, I was getting this totally different person. And this, you know, he was painting the picture of like, everybody else is the bad guy. Everybody else is the issue. Everybody else is da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm just a victim. Well, actually, he was the fucked up one. But you want to know what? He disguised it in a different way in the beginning.
And that's hard to spot sometimes because you're like, oh, this is a perfect person. And then you're like, there's some shit in the back that I can't really see.
That's sus. You know, but it's like when you go from being in, and again, it's that detoxing and that deprogramming. I didn't give myself that time to do that before I tried to dive into this whole thing. And it was like, you know, the deprogramming of being in a relationship where you've already been neglected to something of the extreme. You know, you're just like, I'm just happy I finally get to have because like my love language is physical touch. I need to be touched. Like I need to be held and hugged and kissed and loved in front of people or behind closed doors. I need to be all the time. Like, you know, you don't have to be fucking straddling me for that. But like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I get it.
You know, I'm one of those people that like just put your knee on my knee. You know, just like one of those. But sometimes you just can't spot it. You can't, and it's hard to.
I've tried to see it in every way possible. I have been tricked. No, I don't want to say tricked. I've been mistaken.
Bamboozled.
A couple of times. But it was not because I couldn't recognize it. It's because I was like, see, that's the other part of it. Because I'm like, is this actually what I'm seeing? Or am I just using...
So sometimes you can't see them being, you know, right out in the open because they're all dressed up different. You just got to try to find those key things. Like I have my friend Steven. Shout out to Steven because I know you listen to this podcast and I love you so much. Thanks, boo. But my friend Steven, he was like, I have a red flag list and a green flag list. And I made that list. And I'm like, I stick to that. If this is what's happening and this is what's happening and this is what's happening, like, I can't deal with that. If I spot this, or this, no.
I like those lists. I am not the best at sticking to them. And it's 100%. Not necessarily like the red flag, green flag list. It's more of a list of needs or wants and like pros and cons. It's a pros and cons list that my therapist had told me to write out.
Love those.
And I did it. And I was like, well, these are the things that I want and need. And she was like, okay, does this person cover all of them? And I was like, well, most of them. And she's like, but it's not all of them. And I was like, no. And she's like, and I was like, yeah, but
what is wrong with me? Oh my God.
Okay.
Anyways,
another post that we found, I guess it's a reel. We found on Instagram that we wanted to talk about because it was very interesting.
Very interesting. So this girl had put like a Reddit up or a subreddit up or whatever. She posted something somewhere. And it said, had sex for the first time ever with my boyfriend, but he texted me the day after with a quote unquote list of mistakes I've made.
Wait, before you do that, go into at least the top part that you can see.
What, this?
Yeah. Just
read that part?
Well, I guess you don't. So pretty much, long story short, homegirl is 20 and her boyfriend that she lost her virginity to is 35. 20-year-old 35.
Uh-huh.
Keep that in mind.
He made a list of her mistakes. And those lists included shit like moan more, be more sexy, stop laying. This is her first time having sex. And he's like, don't just lay there. Don't be like a fish. Like, you need to move more. You're a woman now. You should be more sexy. You should be more this. You should move more. I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are?
First of all, it's so harmful to do shit like that. Because, and we talked about this before, how like things that you've heard in the past have affected your sex life in particular in the future, until you realize like, no, I can't actually do this shit. Yeah. But it is so detrimental to somebody's like sex life, especially somebody who just had sex for the very first time. To be told a list of things that they were fucking up on. Like, and especially she's a little bit later in life. Yep. So it's like, you know, she's got to try to figure her shit out after all of that. And so I feel a little bit bad in regards to this, because it's just like, you don't know what damage you're doing to somebody. And I'm sure in his head, he felt like, I'm trying to be helpful. I'm trying to be constructive so that she can know for like how I'm just thinking about, he probably in his head thought he was doing something that was going to be helpful to her. But that's really harsh.
Okay.
That's extremely harsh.
So let's read some of the stuff that he put in this list.
Yeah, go for it.
So first he said, number 1, be sexier. Don't be so quiet, moan and scream. It is your first time having sex. I remember my first time. And it was weird.
It's a very weird experience.
It's a very weird experience.
It's not the most comfortable.
No, it's not. It's not. And you feel weird because you don't know if you're doing it right and if you should be doing it and blah, 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 you know.
Yeah, and you're not sure, like, is it supposed to feel like this?
Yeah.
Like, you're not sure. You're like, okay, when's the pleasure come?
Yeah, which it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't come much later, until much later when you figure things out.
You gotta get a couple in before.
Yeah, you gotta get a few rounds in. Yeah. Probably by multiple people anyways. That's just my suggestion. Yeah. But number 2, your head game needs a lot of work.
And look it up. Is in bold. I mean, not bold. In capitalized letters.
Look it up. She's never done this before in her whole life. Sweet baby angel. And you're gonna say it needs a lot of work? There's a way to like go about teaching another person without being such a fucking twat. Yeah. Like, there's so much that you could say and be like, ooh, I like that. You know what I mean? Like, just little encouragements. Yeah. Like, you know, this is her first time, and your first time is meant to be exploring and figuring out these new things and having a safe and comfortable partner to do that with. And she didn't get that. And she waited until she was a fucking adult. Most people don't do that shit. I want to fight this man.
Well, and this is the thing, too, that's really sad about it, is that their sex life probably was kind of bad after that, if they stayed together.
Yeah. I hope she left him.
Well, the only reason I say that is because it's very mental for us. So you have all this in the back of your head that you're already mentally fucked. Yeah. And now you're trying to actually have sex, and you're just trying to be like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that. So you're not even able to fully enjoy.
No. I bet she was dry as shit.
Probably.
Girl, poor baby.
Girl, okay. If you hear this, I hope you left
We're here. Yeah, I hope you left his ass. Number 3, don't act awkward. You're not a virgin anymore, so don't act like it. I would cut this man. Legit cut. This is why, look, I'm just going to say it. I would be on Snapped. I would 100% be one of those women on Snapped. Like, I can't. Anyways. Number 4, you need to get better at shaving. That's
a little boy that she dealing with. That's a little boy.
A 35-year-old child.
Because I have gone in full jungle and still
yes. Hell yes, I have. You know, I have gone in with, you know, haven't shaved in a hot minute, and man, woman, non-binary, they don't give a shit.
They don't care.
They get up in there.
Does a hole work? Can I get to it?
That's it. That's literally it. And this is a whole man-child, 35-year-old man-child. I bet he hasn't fucked that many women.
Couldn't.
No way. He got a little dick, 100%. Small dick energy.
It sounds like he watches a lot of porn.
100%.
Which is like cool. Do your thing. Everybody has
no
their thing.
judgment on the porn game.
Love it. But
I'll be watching weird shit.
I do too.
Anyways.
What does your list look like?
A lot of gay porn. Yes. A lot of gay porn.
But I just feel like, if he's watching a lot of porn, which is fine, you don't do your thing, but your expectation of what this girl who's never had sex is going to be doing is not going to be that of a porn star.
No.
It's just not.
It's not.
And from his list, it sounds like that's what he was looking for.
Yep.
Don't put that on somebody else, especially somebody new. Like, at least if you're going to sit here and give her feedback, which is fine, give feedback, but find a way to do it in a way that makes it not so harsh and detrimental to her well-being.
Facts. I just want to keep going. Sorry, we've got. I'm going to read the last 3 real quick and then we can talk about it. Number 5, don't tell a guy to stop when he's getting into it. It ruins the mood. Actually, I'm sorry. I got to pause here. That's rapey.
That is creepy as fuck.
Rape. That is toxic bullshit. That is, you are not allowed to say no. Consent does not matter. That's just the way it's supposed to be.
That's unsafe. Especially for somebody's first time. It's going to be uncomfortable. They're going to ask you to stop.
I love that she went out and she was like, let me ask the community what this is about. She posted that whole shit.
If she had any homegirls, I know they was probably like, bitch, leave him.
Leave him. Leave, unless they're all virgins as well and they think it's all cool. But you never know.
That's true.
You never know. Okay, so the last one is let me try what I want. Not letting me ruins the mood. Don't be shy. It's not sexy. Let me try what I want. So you're not allowed to say no. And I get to do whatever I want to do. I want to find this man and take all of my feminine rage.
All of my feminine rage.
Out on him.
Yeah, because that's wild.
Out on him.
That is so unsafe.
I wish he would have posted his fucking... his name or something.
Right. Cause I could just imagine him being like, well, it wasn't really like that. And it's like, you can't really mess up a list.
Nope.
I'm sorry. I can't.
I bet it was bullet pointed. Remember when I got them bullet points? You know somebody's fucked up if they're putting bullet points for you or numbering things. Number 1, you're trash. Number 2, do better. Like, stop. What? You know what's wild is like, this girl... She's not the only one.
Oh, no.
Which is what's sad. It's fucking sad that women have to go through shit like that.
This is the same type of woman that will be in her 30s and being like, I've never had an orgasm before.
Oh, my God.
Because she's been so mentally blocked.
Oh, my God.
I hope, girl, that you find you a good-ass man or woman or whoever you want to be with that fucks the shit out you in a way that you need and deserve, and you're able to learn and grow with that person and have the best time of your life.
Yes.
Because fuck him.
Fuck that man.
Fuck him.
Fuck that man. Ugh, God, I hope he gets hit by a car. I take it back.
Damn.
I take it back.
Sorry, out in the atmosphere.
I take it back. I snatched it. Whoop, before it left. I snatched it. Let me ask you, since we just kind of came on this topic. How was your first orgasm, and how old were you when you had it?
I think I was like maybe 19.
19?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't lose my virginity till I was 18.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But this is gonna sound such a whole thing, but once I discovered sex. I was like, let me try it with this person. Let me try it with this person. What's this going to be like? And,
what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do different? So my first couple of experiences were like, they were cool.
Yeah.
The experience that I had that my hymen actually broke and like all that stuff, that shit was insane.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is this?
Love that.
I spurted for the first time.
Oh!
Yeah, I was like, what is this? I was like, okay,
you lovely.
Girl, I was so surprised. I was like,
yes.
And at the time, I was like, this is the best sex I ever had. You live a little longer, you realize it and all that. Yeah. You realize like it was cool.
Yeah.
But so that's how my first one was. How about? Oh, you already gave yours. Sorry.
Did I?
Kind. No, you didn't. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's okay. Mine was. I think I have been having sex since I was young. And I'm not going to say what age, but it was young. And I think I had my very first orgasm when I was 20 years old. And I was like, oh.
What is this?
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh my God. And I thought it was the greatest thing in the whole world. I thought the sex was amazing. Now?
Yeah.
Now?
Looking back,
I'm like, now?
It was
today?
Nice, but
today's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Today sends me all the way up.
Yeah.
Soul leaving.
Totally different experience now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that has to go a lot back to the mental block, because I had a huge mental block.
Yeah.
Huge mental block back then.
Yeah.
I was told something one time.
Exactly.
From that person.
Yep.
And was like, well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was told something, and then I took that with me everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was always in my head. Yeah. So can you imagine this girl?
Yeah.
You know, being the age that she is and going through that first experience. It's just wild.
Yeah,
I want to fight that man.
Yeah.
I want to find him and fight him. I want to fight most men. Mm-hmm. Honestly. Throw hands with like 80% of them. 90.
90? 99.9?
90% of them.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah. But that's that on that on that.
That's that on that. We were going to talk about one more thing, and then I forgot what, or was that it?
That was it. We was just going to finish that up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and then, so, no, Deidre, this beautiful artiste over here.
Oh.
This one right here. This one right here. She painted.
I painted the wall.
This. She did paint the wall.
Fully.
But she painted this. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to lean back. Look at that. She painted this beautiful thing for us for our segments.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful it is. So it's going to be popping up. Deidre does artwork all the time. She does commissions. So if you like her artwork, you can definitely follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, it's D Wild Creations. Mm-hmm. Or you can just go to D.1920 and you'll find it from there as well.
Yep.
But yeah, I do a bunch of different things.
She does.
This one's actually the most visible, I think, in the words.
Yeah.
Most of them, the words are extremely hard to see.
Yeah. She's done quite a few beautiful paintings. She's done one for my house. Yeah, and it's hanging up, and it's my favorite piece in the whole world, and people always talk about it.
Thanks.
They always talk about it. And
hers are actually really hard to find.
Yeah, you cannot find the words in my. Well, I can because I kind of, you know. But if you guys are interested, or if you like any of your artwork and you would like something from her, definitely hit her up on her Instagram and let her know.
Yeah, thanks, girl.
Yeah,
thanks.
Shout out to you, bitch.
Shout out to
little artiste over here.
I do what I can.
A little Picasso.
Do a little
something. You know. Anyways, I'm gonna just tell you guys that this episode was absolutely a fucking struggle.
Yeah,
but straight train wreck. Like it has
stopped
been
and started a billion times.
A billion times, sure and my back's on fire. So
yeah,
we love you guys very much. It's gonna be a little bit of a short episode. We appreciate you for being here.
Yes.
Like, follow, share, subscribe, all of that good jazz. We are still in the works on what we're gonna do in the future with that live thing.
Yeah, hopefully it will be. If it's not next week, it'll be the week after.
Yes.
So
we also have another guest coming on.
We do.
So there's going to be a flyer coming up. This guest is absolutely beautiful person.
Yes.
I don't know them yet, but I have heard some very amazing things. Yes. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, we love you bunches and we appreciate you being here.
Yep.
Okay. Bye.